All right, hey everyone, Sam Crowley. Welcome to the quick inside tour, inside access to the Everyday Saturday for Speakers new membership site. I don't say membership because there's no monthly fees or anything. I got to think of a better word. I actually probably got to think of a better word for Everyday Saturday for Speakers, but I kind of like it, you know. And I made this slide blue. Those of you that let me just get back here for a second. Hold on. Sound coming through okay, by the way? Sounds weird. Yeah, why is that doing that? Hold on. Yep. Boy, this go to meeting, man. I'll tell you. Go to webinar. Bear with me 1 second, guys. There it is. It's really wild. I don't know what was going on. All right, cool. Yay, it went away. Okay. What's good news is, if you happen to catch the recording on the other end, on the back end, you won't ever hear that. But strangest thing. But anyway, back at it. So with the Everyday Saturday, it's not a membership site. There's no monthly fees or anything like that. But I went on a 3-day, 5-day odyssey last month, and I got a call. Some of you were actually at the events I spoke at last month. I know Tish is on. I spoke at the Santa Monica Chamber event. I know there's people here that were at the event I spoke at in Vancouver, Canada, British Columbia. And I know there's people that were at the event I spoke at in LA that Saturday. It was a wild odyssey. And I want to just share this quickly with you because this is the life of a speaker. Some of you are in Toastmasters, which is great. It's an amazing program for the beginner, for the learner. I'd have a lot of friends that are in Toastmasters. Some of you are learning this on your own. Others are having your own events and selling from the platform. Look, I'm not here to bash any one way or another way. I just am a huge fan of creating a product and selling it to 10 people at your own event at a Hampton Inn on a Saturday morning, or 1,000 people in Singapore or Australia or Los Angeles. I mean, that's really the life that I would love to see you create for yourself, to sell a product from the platform, which involves speaking. The word selling is not a bad word. It's actually a very good word because it's building a relationship with someone if you do it the right way, which is what I always try to teach people. Look, there's nothing wrong with selling a product from the platform as a professional speaker. If you do it the wrong way, you're going to come off as snake oilsy, slimy, and nobody's going to want to buy your product. If you do it the right way and deliver amazing content throughout your presentation, then people will love to do business with you and learn how to do more of what it is that you're teaching. So I always try to keep that in mind. But anyway, I want to just share with you the 5-day odyssey last month. Literally just happened less than 30 days ago. I got a call on the 26th of May from my buddy Colin Sprague to come up and speak in Vancouver on Thursday, the 28th. This was just last month, a few weeks ago. And I was already scheduled to speak in LA on Friday at Santa Monica, and then the Westin at another event the following Saturday. And I have a baby on a ventilator and a tracheostomy tube. And you all know, hopefully, if you don't, our baby Susan, who is really the impetus of our whole One More Breath movement. But I can't just go on a dime like I used to. But I had friends and family and people in our church, and they said, "Hey, we'll get the kids to the orthodontist." His kids were still in school, and all this. I mean, you can imagine with a family of 6 and a baby, whose needs a lot of care right now, what you need to do. So I said, okay. I was a little reluctant because of all the stuff flying around, but I've never been to Vancouver. I saw it as a great opportunity to speak to some amazing entrepreneurs, probably over 400 people in the room. So I rerouted my flight from Cincinnati to LA to Cincinnati to Vancouver, and then Vancouver to LA. So I arrived in Vancouver, and it was electric. I mean, I got there. I was on the phone with Delta for an hour and a half trying to get right there. That date was the 26th. I was talking to Colin about coming on the 28th. But I had to leave the 27th because it's about 3,000 miles from where I live. And so I rerouted my flight from Cincinnati to Vancouver. I got to Vancouver late the 27th. I ended up seeing this crowd there at Vancouver, just a great, energetic crowd. Yeah, Liberty, you were there. Awesome. Yes, Liberty said, I was there. So I've never been to Vancouver, didn't really see much of it besides the hotel and that room. But that's me selling from the platform. But in a 90-minute presentation, 80 minutes of it was content. Everybody in that room could have left, and they would have launched their own podcast, which is the product that I sell from Stage. This was day 2 of my excursion there. So you always want to make sure when you're selling anything from the platform, answer this question. When you're done with your presentation, can the individuals that are in the audience take the information and go do whatever it is you're selling on their own? And the answer should always be yes, they can. Now, obviously, if they want to get there faster and they want to know how to do it the right way, then they hire you. And that's kind of where your product comes in at the end. So what I do is I train for 80 minutes on the harnessing the power of podcasting to build your brand. And then at the end, I give everybody in the audience an opportunity to learn with me via a 4-week live webinar series and access to our members area called Podcast House and email support. And I really try to over deliver. Those are the 2 words that, as a speaker, you always want to be cognizant of, those 2 words. Over deliver, okay? Because your audience will love you, the promoter will ask you back, they'll sing your praises to other promoters, and you'll get booked on more stages if you over deliver, okay? So I left Vancouver, and I found myself with my buddy Tish Tisherman. There we are, Tish. I know you're on the webinar. I spoke at the Riviera Country Club. I flew overnight. I got to LA the next day, drove up to the Riviera Country Club, which from LAX is about 9 miles. It took me 45 minutes to get there on a Friday morning at 11 a.m. I enjoyed the ride, though, because I've never driven in LA traffic. So it's kind of like I felt like I actually knocked something off my bucket list, driving in LA traffic. Tish was amazing. The audience was amazing. The Rotary Club was very nice, very warm and friendly people. And I didn't sell anything, but I did, at the very end, ask individuals if they would like to learn more about the Everyday Saturday brand and the podcast package. Just stop by and give me your business card. I was sitting up on the dais, and I would say, I don't know, 20, 25 people gave me their business card. I learned a lot about people that were there. There's one of the guy coaches a professional Olympic volleyball team, and there was other individuals there that are doing some amazing things, and it was awesome. And I made a lot of great connections there. So Tish, thank you very much for having me out there. And although it's not all about selling all the time, okay, as a speaker, you're always networking and you're always creating your database, but it doesn't need to be people running to the back of the room that day to buy your product. Those business cards immediately came back, went into my database, and I market to them just like everybody else. And eventually, I'll end up doing business with a number of them, okay? So if I've earned the right to, if I haven't earned the right to, then I never will, but I try to deliver some really good content. And you should too. You should always be emailing your list with really great content, posting to Facebook and Twitter and wherever your favorite social media platforms are. Always great content, very rarely selling, because that's not a relationship if you're always just sell, sell, sell. Delivering great content. And then when you do have something to buy, like this speaker training, we've been blowing the doors off the early bird special for the last couple weeks because people know I don't pitch that many things. This is something I'm really passionate about. Next morning, I woke up in LA, I drove to the beach, and I just sat there. And I just thought about life. I thought about our baby Susan. I thought about the miracle of life. I thought about the miracle of being an ex-stuttering college dropout speaking on stages in 2 different countries in 4 days, And I thought it was amazing, man. It was a very reflective time for me because I don't take any of this for granted. It can all be taken away from me tomorrow. I've been able to build on this for going on 7 or 8 years now, professionally speaking. And these are the exciting days that you want to have as a speaker. It's not about your sexy PowerPoints. You know what's funny? Like I said, this is the most creative slide you're going to see from me ever. These are the way my slides look when I present on stage. It's a photo, it's a text, it's very vanilla. Some people are like, you make all that money as a speaker and you can't afford nice PowerPoints? I'm like, yeah, you know what? I kind of like this, so it works for me, okay? And because a lot of speakers are under the assumption you got to spend so much time on your PowerPoint. That's not true. That's not true at all. You spend time on the audience. You connect with the audience. An audience can't connect to a PowerPoint slide. They can connect to a photo that's followed by a story. They can connect with amazing information that you're going to share with them that's followed by a story. That's a really great tip. Life comes to us in the form of a story all day, every day. When you were 5 years old, you sat around the kindergarten teacher and you listened as she told you a story. And you were enamored by it. You were sitting on the edge of your seat. If you have children, you tell kids your stories before bedtime, and they're like, hey, Dad, oh, Mom, go read that page again, read it again. That's what you want to do as a speaker. You want to tell a story so that little kid and the audience member is sitting on the edge of your seat. They want to hear what's coming next. They don't want to see what's next on the slide. They want to hear what's next in the story that you're telling them. My story has to do with podcasting, and every day is Saturday, and I've pretty much woven that whole story together. But it could be about every day is Saturday. It could be speaking. I'm going to be speaking about the One More Breath message as well. That's going to be another one that I'm going to be speaking about. So there's just a lot of things that you can speak about, and whatever your life experience is, whatever it is, think about this, okay? You got to take inventory on where you've been in life. You've been a mother, a father, a daughter, a son, an aunt, an uncle, a corporate slave, an entrepreneur, somebody who loves their job. Boy, I'd love to see somebody put a product out, how to love your job and do well at it. I'm enamored by that, you know. I think that there's a market for you and whatever it is that you want to get out there, the message you want to get out there, but it's got to be something you're passionate about and a story that you want to tell, because the audience wants you to tell them a story. So then I spoke to these people in LA. They were fired up. I mean, they were going nuts. It was a great event in LA. Another crowd of 300-400 people, all talking about being an entrepreneur, making every day Saturday. That was the highlight of my trip, meeting Robert Kiyosaki for the very first time. It was a very personal moment. I didn't have time to tell him everything because he was really busy, and I read Rich Dad Poor Dad in April of 2002, and it literally changed my outlook on life. I was 34 years old. I was going to be 34 that year. And I had never really known what it was to be an entrepreneur. I didn't have any idea what it meant. I didn't know that you could earn income and you take what's yours and give the government what's left, versus being an employee where your employer pays you, the government takes money, and they give you what's left. And that's something I learned in all of these Rich Dad books. And I just said thank you. I said, hey, Robert, Sam Crowley, you had a huge impact, and I know he's heard it 1,000 times, but I'm sure it doesn't matter. People like to be lauded for their work that they've done. I said, hey, can you turn around? Can we just take a quick photo? I want to remember this day as the day 13 years after I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, as the day we met. And now we're sharing the stage together. He spoke on Sunday. I spoke on Saturday. And I guess this photo could be also called Dreams Do Come True. You know, dreams do come true. If you really do believe in dreams and you really do believe in yourself, then they will come true. You know, they may not happen in your timing, but your timing doesn't matter. Your timing is just some arbitrary number that you thought should happen. I thought I would meet Robert Kiyosaki. I didn't know if it would be 13 days from when I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or 13 years. I never thought, and I'm being honest though, I never thought I would ever share the stage with him. And that was a big highlight of my trip. I just look at this photo and I get a big smile on my face, because that's what that meant. And this is you. I mean, this is when you're speaking on stages, you meet people that every day, mom and pop, Joe and Sally Smith, and then every now and again you'll share the stage with somebody of influence as well, one of your heroes from back in the day as well. And then we also have the results. So here's the results. What did all this mean? Well, 4 nights away from home, which is always difficult for me. But 4 nights away from home, 3 cities, 3 stages, 2 sell from stage, 1 keynote, a little over $61,000 in sales, and 73 new customers and prospects. Okay? That was what happened on my 4-night odyssey away from home. And this is pretty typical. This isn't anything that, oh my God, look at all. It's pretty typical. I mean, I've sold way more than that, and I've sold a lot less than that when I first started speaking. But this is the career that you can have as a speaker, and it's not going to happen tomorrow, okay? I just want to let everybody know. These results, they're not going to happen tomorrow. But they can happen if you have a message and then you have an audience. Those are the 2 things you need. You need your message to be really tight, really good. The story, you need a story that you can tell individuals. So, again, they sit like the little kid on the end of their seat. And then you need a product that you can sell. And if you want to learn how to be a keynote speaker, remember, when I spoke one of these days at the Rotary, I didn't sell anything, but I built great relationships, and I'll be dripping on individuals in my sales funnel there. And if they choose to do business with me down the road, they will. That needs to be added to this as well. It's not in these numbers right now. Who knows when any revenue from that will come in? Or maybe somebody heard me speak there and they want to hire me to speak again someplace on the left coast, you know? So these are opportunities, and I just love the life of a professional speaker, because you can do all of this that you see right there in your own backyard. You can do your own event at a hotel. You can do your own event. I mean, a Marriott will give you a room for $50, $100. Hey, they got 30 of them in the hotel, and 25 of them don't get used in the summertime here in Cincinnati, you know. And you can do whatever you want to do if you really want to speak. And let me just get one thing out. You don't need to be the greatest. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just got to get going. Like Brian Tracy says, you don't got to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. Okay? Everybody would agree with that. So when you join the Everyday Saturday for Speakers, you're going to learn how to launch your own career, selling from stage, or delivering amazing keynotes, or a little of both, like I do, a little of both. Sell from stage. I would love to see everybody sell from stage. I think that's a really missed opportunity for a lot of people because they are intimidated by this whole sell from stage thing. Okay? Let me just do a sound check here. Everybody's still with me so far. You still hear me? See the screen? We're going good. All right, good. Good. Okay. Couple in and out, couple in. We'll keep going. Know that this is being recorded, though, and I'll be sending the link out as well. I just want to make sure most everybody is still with us. Okay. So what's inside? All right. Let's take a look what's inside here because I want to get right into the Everyday Saturday Speaker Training. Okay, let me just get to the home page here. Bear with me real quick. Now, we just launched this last week. Okay, so keep in mind, we are in early beta. And based on that, it's still awesome. Okay, that's why the early bird special is $197 and not $497 because we are just now building it. Let me show you. So we got videos, interviews. I interviewed Mary Glorfield, who was Tony Robbins' executive VP for 19 years. She books all the big stages, talking about how to get booked on all the big stages. We've got PDF transcripts of the interviews. Let me dive into the videos real quick, the video section. I'm just going to. So when you log in, this is the home page of the members area. Okay. Inside here, you've got a few different sections just on part one of your presentation, the introduction. So you would click on that, and here's what the videos look like. They're very to the point, just how you want them, short, to the point, bite-sized chunks. There's 3 parts of your presentation. I talk about that. What should be in your introduction? Include an interest-creating remark. What will your audience learn? Use you, not I. Boy, don't even get me started on that. The least important person in the room is you as a speaker. Once speakers figure this out, they do great. They do very well in a keynote or a sell from stage environment, but if they don't figure that out, they don't do so well. Establishing your credibility as a speaker, this is important, what you've done, what you've accomplished. All of these videos I've done in front of my whiteboard, and I don't like to hide behind my screen. I mean, doing even just a webinar like this is a little bit out of my element because I like to see you and I like you to see me, you know. But these videos, they're all done in front of my whiteboard so you can see me and at least get the emotion and the passion from the training. And that's very important. I don't know why anybody would do a speaker training with just PowerPoint slides or some type of screen capture because you really miss the essence of the person who's training you how to be a great speaker, you know. The audience wants to know the everyday you, your family. Who are you? You know, what do you do? What's an average day look like in your life? This is all part of, remember, we're just in the introduction phase right now of your presentation. Why does your audience want to learn about your topic? Transitioning into the body of your presentation. You just can't say, okay, that's enough about me. Now let's get into what I want to talk about today. Horrible. You got to have a bridge. You got to have a bridge from the intro to the body. You got to have a bridge from the body to the close. And I train you on how to do that so it sounds smooth. It sounds natural. And you've earned the right to move forward with your audience. Okay? We'll take a look at, that's part one of your presentation, the introduction. So I have all of these segments set up with videos for you to learn. They're probably 5 to 6 minutes at the most. Some are 2 minutes, some are 3 minutes, all right? It's more important that you get a feel for the actual content than it is to do a 30-minute video and just kind of bloviate the whole time. All right, let's talk about the topic. There are nearly infinite topics on which to speak. I give some examples of what are the best-selling products from the platform, what I've seen in my travels of speakers who do really, really well selling from the platform. What are they talking about? What product are they discussing? Yeah, let me just hit that question. By the way, guys, I have a couple questions come in. If you want to go right to this area, the members area, and you want to come into the speaker training, you just go to everydayissaturday.com/speak. I probably should have mentioned that a few minutes ago. everydaysaturday.com/speaker, and you'll be right in this members area right here. It's a lifetime access. There's no monthly fees, nothing like that. The early bird offer goes away tomorrow. It's $197 right now. When we launch in a couple weeks, it's $497. All right, back to it. Topics. Talk about what topics are the best. I would invite you to subscribe to Online Alerts and Data Mine for further ideas about what other topics you can sell and talk about from the platform. Even if you're not selling, even if you want to do better keynote addresses, how do you find more information on the topics, the thought leaders in your industry, what they're discussing? This is what I just mentioned earlier. You got to take inventory of your life. Remember, we're under the topics section right now, what to talk about. Because some people are like, my life's not exciting, Sam. I don't have a lot to talk. Or other people are like, I got so much in my life. Well, what's the most important? Let me ask you this question, all right? And this is an exercise I have all my coaching clients do. Because I have a lot of people, just because of the nature of what I do in the inspirational, personal development niche, they say, Sam, I want to motivate people, but I don't know what to talk about. And my response is, in the last 20 years, when people say, thank you, what's after that thank you? Thank you for what? Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for showing me that other options exist. Thank you for your knowledge on social media. Thank you for your knowledge on drapes, on blinds, on windows, on electronics, on movie editing. Thank you for caring. Thank you for being articulate. I mean, there's so many, but there's something that keeps on happening in your life that people are saying thank you to you for. Whatever people are saying thank you for, that's what your presentation needs to be about, because that's the talent, the special gift that you had, okay? So think about over the last 10 to 15, 20 years, whenever somebody has said, wow, you got a real knack for, and then fill in the blank. Maybe you train speakers. Maybe you train baby boomers to live life at the age of 65 all over again. Whatever that is, okay? Whatever people have been telling you that you thanking you for, that should be a lot about what you're going to speak about. And we help flush this out. Guys, we've got less than 20 videos so far out of a ton of content we're going to put in here. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. We'll dive deeper into this topic and what you're going to speak about. Let's take a look at the body of your speech. Remember, there's a transition from the opening presentation of your speech to, and I'm not a big fan of the word speech. I use the word presentation. I don't give the word, I'm not going to go give a speech. I'm going to an event. I mean, that's way more exciting than going to hear somebody speak. I'm going to an event. Anytime you're speaking, it's an event, okay? Here's the body of your presentation. What will the audience be, do, and have as a result of implementing your message? How will their life change? These are some of the questions you'll be answering in the next phase of your presentation. This is after your introduction. Every great speech has a solid foundation. You'll make it much easier for them to purchase your product when you answer the question of what exactly is this amazing thing you're going to explain to them today. Video 3 in this section of the body of your speech. After you answer the question of what, the next question is why, as in, why is this important for me, the audience member? Why do I need to know this, and why am I making that face? That may be even a better question. A critical part of your presentation is anchoring with testimonials. Guys, this is huge. Mess this up, like most speakers do, and your sales are going to suffer. Follow the steps in this video and learn how to properly use testimonials to raise your closing rate and cash in. People want to see what others have done after using your advice, using your product, using your service. And don't be like most people say, well, I don't have anybody that you will. You do, you just haven't thought about the individuals you can have as part of your video testimonial, okay? Let's talk about your product. All right, what product are you selling from the platform? There's only 2 categories to choose from, an online product or an offline product. It's that simple. Pick the one that works best for you, and I'll show you which is the easiest choice for beginners inside this video. I tell you what's the easy choice and what you should do, because you're going to realize revenue faster if you go that route. All right, let's take a look at the, so that's really the presentation part of it. building your presentation right now. Again, we're just at the tip of the iceberg here. This is the Mary Glorfield interview, 18 years as the Executive VP of Tony Robbins. She produced over 1,000 events in over 58 countries, and she's currently involved in event production with other organizers, and she basically gets speakers on stages. That's what Mary does. I interviewed Mary for an hour, okay? Not only did I put the interview here, I put a really cool PDF in here, and I'll show you what that looks like. Because it's not just a transcription, actually. It's far from it. It's a very cool document that everybody I interview, this is the Mary Glorfield, my assistant Candace takes the interview, she listens to it, and she pulls out the most important parts of the interview, okay? And what you need to know. So that's what the actual PDF would look like. I interviewed Joel Comm today. Don't know if you guys know Joel Comm, but he's a New York Times bestseller. I've shared the stage with him at a number of events as well. And that interview will be posted in here, the audio portion, and then we'll have the transcription in there as well. Joel just spoke at the TEDx Denver event last weekend, 2,200 people. And if you've never seen a speaker standing on the red dot at a TEDx event, Joel was there. And I asked him about that. I asked him what his biggest day was from stage. He sold $600,000 in 1 hour, or one 90-minute presentation. Back in 2007, he shared what happened with that. But more importantly, this interview is so fresh in my mind because we just wrapped it up earlier today. Joel talks about if he was starting brand new, I asked him, what advice would you give your son? If he said, Dad, I want to become a speaker and I want to make a career out of it, what advice would you give him? And he gave it in the interview there. So we're going to have all of that. That audio will be in there tomorrow, and the transcription will be there as well. So this is the close. I shared the close with you as well. I don't think I showed you that. The psychology of the close, the tie back, which is a strategy I use, and the very, good strategy. Again, there's nothing illegal about it, but these are tactics that I've picked up over the past 7 years. The bridge from the body to the close. You've got to be able to bridge. You can't just say, all right, everybody, now thank you for your time, and I'm going to sell the crap out of you. All right? I've got to make money because I paid my own airfare, paid my own hotel, and now I got to make it back because baby needs a new pair of shoes. It doesn't work that way. All right? You got to come up with an effective bridge to your close. So I share that as well inside these videos here titled Your Close, the close. So guys, that's the overview, all right? There's also a bunch of other things, tips and cheat sheets for you, learning documents right here. We've got value, price point, and product. Don't make these mistakes. 4 parts of every presentation. The secret sauce, and how to start speaking now. If you want to just start speaking now, how do you do it? What do you do? So we are going to continue to add great content in the form of audios, videos, transcriptions. I want to keep this overview. I promise 30 minutes to anybody that replied back to me. How long are we going to be? I'll stay on for Q&A, though. I want to just send everybody to everydayissaturday.com/speaker. Even if you think you might become a speaker in 2015 or beyond, sign up today at $197. It's really that simple. Don't kick yourself, and don't let procrastination get the best of you. All right, you will learn a ton. Okay. Freddie, yes, this is separate from Podcast House. This is not the same content. This is a separate program. Yes, sir. everydaysaturday.com/speaker. What other questions, guys? I am happy to sit on. I want to just be respectful of your time on a Monday night here on the East Coast, at least. But if you have questions, I'll hang on as long as you want, answering them about speaking, this particular program, what you can expect. We'll be doing live webinars as well. I didn't mention that, and we'll have the live webinars of the speaker training inside the members area as well. Okay. And this video here on the little mini sales page actually is a good video as well. If you weren't on that webinar, 3 keys to launching a successful speaker career. That's an hour-long webinar I did last month. That's a really good one too. It's all great content. Doors close tomorrow at midnight, Tish. You should be fired up. Tomorrow, 12 midnight, doors close on this offer. And once you sign up, you'll get an email from me with your access. into the members area, so you'll get immediate access. You won't have to wait. Rich, great question. This is a really good question. Sounds like this is all for beginning emerging speakers. What will you offer to those of us on the cusp but not just quite there? Or should I pass on this? Well, what you see right now is for beginners. We haven't even added a section for individuals who have speaking experience, but you want to take it to the next level. So if you can wait a little while, not long, I mean, we're talking weeks until, I mean, the goal is to have a ton of content here. But the biggest need right now, and this is for Rich and anybody else who has speaking experience, but you want to go to the next level where those, big numbers are. The majority, and I would say 85% plus, are at the beginning to emerging speaker status. So it just made sense to put the most content at that level for now. Tomorrow, Tish. I said tomorrow. Doors closed tomorrow. How long does the course last? This isn't a course per se where it ends. There is no ending date to it. We're going to continuously add content to it. So this isn't something that lasts for the next 3 or 4 weeks. This is something that I'm going to be building upon for however long we're alive, probably. Anytime I get great content. The interviews with other thought leaders, other speakers, live webinars that we'll have and training. So this isn't anything that's going to be like a 4 to 6 week training. It'll always be there for you to tap into. All the next level stuff will be included if you purchase at the early bird price, correct. So if you want to see the advanced techniques, the advanced tactics, how to close, how to get booked on the bigger stages. But when I say that, though, let me just caution everybody. There's no substitute for doing the work. I know you guys already know that. So if you are looking to build a robust speaking career and you want to have those, 4-day events where you're selling 60 grand and things like that, you got to speak. And you got to speak a lot of times, and I talk about this in the training, and Mary and Joel did as well. Get out in your local community right now and give as many presentations and network, because that's how you ultimately get discovered and on stages. But when you know what you're doing and you know the right questions to ask, it makes it that much easier. But I wouldn't want anybody to come on board the training and say, hey, Sam, listen, I've been in this training for 6 months and I haven't made $1,000 yet. I wouldn't want you to do that. I would say don't do that. Okay, don't come on board at that point, because it's tough for me to gauge. This isn't a one-on-one mentoring program where I can hold you accountable. I'm giving you all the information and assuming you're going to take the information and act on it. Yes, so $197 it pays for the lifetime of the program. That's correct. Let that percolate just for a minute, though. Of all the content, even what I showed you today would be worth $197. I'm not saying that because that's my infomercial close, but please, I mean, the content that's in there right now is worth $197 if I never added anything else in there. Now, as I continue to add the videos and add more audios and we do more live webinars and things like that with the training, then it's going to be worth a heck of a lot more than $197. But you'll never pay more than that because you're locked in. That's the benefit of the early bird rate. And I've only promoted this to my list. It's not like, I posted once on Facebook, I think last week maybe. And it was just kind of an, oh, by the way. This isn't anything that I've gone crazy with massive promotion yet. I've just mailed it to my list because I'm pretty loyal to my list. Anybody that's been subscribing for a while, I want them to have first crack when I come out with something cool. And we'll rock it. No, the advanced training will be included in this Everyday. Anything I teach on speaking is in the Everyday is Saturday for Speakers site, whether it's beginning, intermediate, or advanced. All right? There's no, hey guys, I've got some really good training, and for another $97, you can go to the advanced level. No, it's all, anything we got to do with speaker training goes in this site. But before you get to that advanced level, you got to have a solid foundation. I don't know if, because I know Rich and a couple other people had questions, a lot of your experience could be, and I don't want to assume, it could be in that keynote area. But if you want to go to the next level and the 5 and 6 figure paydays, that's going to happen selling from stage. That's going to happen selling a product. I mean, the $50,000 keynotes, I don't know anybody that gets 50 grand for a keynote. I just don't. But I know a lot of people that make 50 grand in an hour selling from the platform. Then and you've never heard it. I'll see you, Tish. Take care. Thanks. We'll see you inside the training. And you've never heard of these people either, most likely. But it's happening every day, everywhere. Every weekend there's an event and there's somebody cashing in big because they got a product and they know how to position it the right way to an audience. So, and hey guys, also, let me wrap it up here. If you have any questions specifically to this webinar, just shoot me an email, sam@everydayissaturday.com. sam@everydayissaturday.com. If you're thinking about coming in, but you're not quite sure, is this for me or not for me, or what does it all cover, just shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to reply back. It'll probably be a quick response when I'm doing all thumbs on my phone, because that's how I typically reply to all my emails. But I'll get back to you. I mean, if you're serious about coming in, the early bird rate, and you want to make sure you're locked in and the right thing that you purchase, you want to know that this is what I actually get when I buy, sure, shoot me an email. Or if you come in tonight or tomorrow, you'll get access right away to those videos and everything else. I'll be adding 3 to 5 new videos a week because I'm building this site out. So look for another 3 to 5 new videos by the end of this week as well. And they'll all be focused on the foundation, the body, and the clothes, but all in different areas, as well as the interview that we did. The interviews that we do, okay? Also, I haven't even talked about this, but I'm going to be breaking down different parts of my PowerPoint and your PowerPoint. You notice I didn't talk at all about a PowerPoint presentation. That's just me. I'm not a big fan of spending all that time on PowerPoints. So, thanks, Daryl. I appreciate it, buddy. I'm telling you, this is as sexy as it gets for me. And these are $100,000 programs, you know? And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that to empower you, that you can have your nice-looking PowerPoints. I'm not saying don't do that if that's what you want to do. I'm just saying I've never done it, and it's never impeded. If I've lost sales, I don't know about it. Put it that way, okay? But I will be talking about the psychology of your PowerPoint presentation and what should be on there from a speaker's perspective as well. Because if you're delivering a keynote address, you're going to focus more on PowerPoint because you're getting paid regardless if you show one slide or 120 of them, and you're getting paid no matter what, unless you just completely throw up on yourself and offend the audience or do something drastic, okay? Now, you're not going to get paid if you sell from stage and you don't know what you're doing. See, that's the big difference. It's a risk-reward. Keynote is a safe way. It's not a lucrative way. Unless you're, I know a couple of guys that make $1 million a year doing keynotes, but they're on the road. They're road warriors. They're on the road all the time, speaking to the IBMs, the Amexes, the Aflacs, the Allstates, all people like that, and they're traveling like crazy. That to me isn't a good life. It's just not. Nobody wants to live out of a suitcase in a hotel. Okay. Now, when you sell from the platform, you can kind of pick and choose the events that you want to go speak at. And when you got a product that you want to sell, and it doesn't need to be a software, it doesn't need to be how to become an author, it doesn't even need to be podcasting, anything like that. It can be a product to help enhance the lives of somebody else, whatever that looks like. Some sort of personal development, empowerment product, anything like that. But you got to know how to position it. It's a risk-reward process selling from stage. There's more risk because when this excursion I did here that I told you about, I flew first class, not bragging, just saying. I flew first class. I had to reroute that flight. Cost me $800 to go to Vancouver, and then the total price of the trip was like $2,500 airfare, another $700 for hotels, throw in meals and a rental car. I was out $3,500. Now, the end result was good, right? But it's a risk versus reward. When you sell from the platform, nobody's paying you to come to the event, all right? You're out of your pocket on all of this stuff, and it's up to you to sell to make up that and earn your income for that month or that weekend, whatever it is, how often you speak. But that's a risk that I'm willing to take, and good speakers are willing to take that risk. I don't want the $2,500 keynote. I don't want it. I'll take it. I'll gladly take it if it fits the schedule, but I don't want that. I want the life of delivering amazing content from the platform, selling a product that alleviates the pain in the marketplace, and earning income as a speaker to make up for the cost that you invest in that. Okay. No, I said I don't get paid unless you sell. Unless you sell from the platform, you don't get paid. That's as simple as it is. The 30-day email support, yes. When you come on board as part of the Early Bird program, if you have questions or anything that you need help with as far as the Early Bird access, go ahead. I'll provide the 30-day email support for you. Liberty, I know you got a lot going on. You can just shoot me an email off to the side. I know you probably wouldn't be able to get through it in the first 30 days. Liberty, if you're wondering, she's an individual who is one of our VIP customers from the podcast training I spoke at. She actually purchased the product that I told you about. She was at that event right there, the podcast, How to Podcast. So, I don't know if there's a bigger compliment for somebody that bought your product at an event, shows up on your webinar and buys another product. And it wasn't cheap. That wasn't a small investment that she paid there. So that's why I really like what I do. She wrote first one to the back of the room. She ran to the back of the room. That's why I like what I'm doing, because I can lay my head down at night. I feel really good about this. And I feel really good about training you how to do it, because I know you're going to be trained the right way. You're not going to do it the wrong way if you learn from me. There's not going to be a promoter that tells you, hey, we don't want you back. Which happens, guys. That happens a lot. They don't want speakers back because the promoter's reputation's on the line. If they bring in a speaker that's just going to, come in and grip and rip it, and churn through the audience, that's not good. That's just, that's not good for business. It's not good for their business or your business. But speaking and selling from the platform, I believe, is the best way to earn a living on the speaker circuit. I really do. For the average ordinary individual, because like I said, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 keynotes, they're certainly possible. The first time I ever got paid to speak, check this out. This is ridiculous. Those of you that have read my book or whatever, you know this story, right? The story of the $25,000 keynote. It could be the worst thing that ever happened in my career, because I thought they would all be like that. I thought that was the easiest thing that ever happened. They listened to my podcast. They booked me to speak. They gave me $25,000 to show up. And I said, oh, well, that's it. That's my life. We're on easy street now. Never sniffed a keynote that big again the rest of my life. I'll tell you what, man, it got to my ego a little bit. I thought I was kind of all that and a bag of chips from the get-go, and you get humbled real quick when you start thinking like that. So I'm not saying you can't earn a keynote that size, because obviously it happened for me, but it's a better play to create a product and deliver it from the platform. And look, we haven't even talked about your events. I've talked about speaking at other people's events. Don't forget about your own events that you can put on in your own backyard. So, all right. Any more questions? Going once? I'll hang on. If anybody has any other questions about tonight's training or anything that has to do with the speaker training, to clarify, it's $197 lifetime. All right. Whatever gets added to there, you don't pay any extra. Okay. Thank you, Freddie. I appreciate it. Family's doing great. Family's doing well. Everybody's healthy. Father's Day was yesterday, my favorite day of the year. And we're happy, man. We're all happy and healthy. So I can't ask for more than that. All right, everyone. I'm going to wrap it up. I'll shoot the replay out. I'm going to load it onto my YouTube channel tonight. And I'll send it out to everyone if you want to watch this back again, just to... All right. Tim, you're from Buffalo. No kidding? Did you tell me that you're from Buffalo before or no? Yeah, there is a difference between selling keynotes and from stage, Liberty. Yep. But that's explained inside the training. It's keynote, you get paid no matter what. Just show up. You get paid. All right? Selling from the platform, you don't get paid unless people buy your product. That's the difference. That's right. I think you did. I knew that sounded familiar, Tim. Yeah. Interesting. Buffalo, New York, baby. Buffalo, New York. Love it. Love it. We'll be up there this summer. I have a home in Springville, but we're selling that because with Susan the way she is now, we can't travel anymore. We used to go up there for 8 weeks in the summertime, but we got it for sale. So I'll probably be going up there to close on the house next month. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going up, Tim. That's the thing. It's just when the house sells, I'll go up. I got to clean it out and get all our stuff from last year out of there. But love Western New York, man. My wife and I are both born and raised in that area. We love it. I will. I'll let you know for sure. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. All right, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you inside the speakers area, the members area. And you guys, if you need anything, let me know. Let me know. Rich, no worries, buddy. No worries. Best to you as well and your family. So how to pay, just go to everydayissaturday.com. Question of where do I go? Everydayissaturday.com/speaker. And right there, just click here for the $197 offer. Everydayissaturday.com/speaker. Thank you, Daryl. Have a great day, everybody. Have the best day ever. We'll see you around.